When it comes to getting new craft supplies, one of the most important things to me is versatility, especially when it comes to stamps. I need more than just a one idea so that it's like I use it once and then I don't know what to do with it. I need to feel that I'm going to pick it up again and again, many different times for many different reasons. That's why I have challenged myself to use this stamp collection here and see just how much I can make with it. So please come and join me while we have a play. Do you ever buy some gorgeous craft supplies because you have that one idea in your head that you absolutely have to get out, and then as you're waiting for it to arrive, it just keeps kind of going round and round your head? Sometimes even dreaming cards, I think, or in craft projects. Well, this one that I'm doing now was that project. So this little bumblebee stamp here that has a rather worried face, in my head I kind of saw him working with the other bumblebee from the Bumblebuzz collection, who's being a little bit naughty and sort of dangling off a flower, and that has been in my head. And so this was the first project that I had to do when these stamps arrived. This project definitely needed to stop swimming around in my head and just end up on paper. So I decided to start off by putting a light wash of colour down and to start filling in the base coat using watercolour. So I'm using my Kuretake Gansey Tambis for this and just sort of blocking out the colour for this particular one. I love the contrast of these two little characters. I mean, the little one at the bottom, he just looks so worried, doesn't he? And the other one's just a little bit cheeky. And I just sort of love that kind of chalk and cheese sort of character on the one page. So once I'd got the colour washed down with watercolours, I then decided to kind of pad out the details using some pencils. So I am using my Faber-Castell pencils. These are just gorgeous. And look at this little fluffy body. Just by adding a few little scribbles, we've made him like all really fluffy. We've got gorgeous texture. And I think he looks really, really cute. We're doing the same with this little cheeky mite up here as well, just filling in the details, giving them their black stripes, and then just giving everything a lot more detail. I really enjoy working with values. I like there to be like a shadow, a mid-tone and a highlight, and sort of being able to come in with my pencils just helps to kind of fill that out so that it looks a little bit better. I just wanted it to look a bit more like a scene, so I'm adding a little bit of texture to the grass, and this is just scribbles. It's child play, anyone can do it. So we're just scribbling with lots of different greens. I'm also kind of adding a little bit of extra shadow because we had a bit of a whoopsie when it came to stamping there, but we were just covering that. So if that ever happens when you're stamping and you think, oh no, I've got a little mark where I didn't want, it can be fixed in the colouring stage. Finally, I just finish off his little glasses with these pens. I love these pens. These are like fine liner acrylic pens and I absolutely love them. So we've just filled in his glasses, added a doodly border because it's me. I love doing that. I really think it helps to frame it. Of course, we have to have those juicy highlights just to finish it off and make it pop. And then I finally add this sentiment here, what's the buzz? And I'm so relieved because this has been in my head for so long. I'm so relieved to see it in reality, and I love how it turned out. So I really enjoyed having a play with this. I think this next idea probably came from watching videos by Creative Paula. I really love watching how she approaches her colouring book. So she's got a wide variety of colouring books now, and quite often she has like cute little characters and lovely little scenes, but quite often she's very good at playing with different styles and trying out different trends and trying new things. Very, very inspiring. I actually love what the world of Colour Talk and colouring books has done for the crafting market. I think it's given us the ability to try different things and not stick to the same old all the time. So this is kind of where I started, and I just got lots of boxes, and the idea is that in each box I'm going to have a character, and then I'm going to fill the background with a little pattern. And I would say that's the idea that I have been inspired by from the lovely Creative Paula. So I stamped out lots of characters to fit in their boxes, coloured them all up, and then I had to spend a little bit of time sort of rearranging them on the page to try and work out where each of these little cuties was going to live. Once I started that, I started building up the pattern. So we've got some gorgeous dots in the background for the little slug. And we have a little bit of grass here for the little caterpillar. Now this bit here I struggled with. I thought, oh, I'll just do simple stripes. And then I decided that doesn't stand out too much. So then I decided, let's have black, because that works with bumblebees. And then that stood out too much. So then I had to try and cover it with blue. And at this point I really hated it and thought I had destroyed the page. So moved on to the other one and added hearts to that, which was quite cute. So I went over this again, and eventually I decided to turn it into a plaid. At the end, I'm quite happy, sort of, especially like being Scottish, having that sort of tartan look worked really well. I just wished that I had put the tartan one in the middle right, because we've got sort of two sort of almost like dotty separated one and then a stripy one at the bottom, so it's a little bit unbalanced. I would have preferred it to have been at the middle. But I think this is why I really enjoy working in journals, because I think it would have been so much better had I done that. So if I was to use this idea and lift it for a card and send it to someone, I would switch that idea, and I think that would make it perfect. And that is why I like, testing out ideas in my journal. For the next one, we are actually going to make a card. This is the die set, the circle forest one. And I just thought it worked so well with these different images. I didn't sort of video me cutting them, because to be honest, when I first launched these dies, I did this sort of mass production of loads and loads of die cutting and have a big stash of them anyway. So I just pulled out what was in my stash and coloured it up. Then I decided to colour up this little stamp from Happy Days collection, or the Happy Days stamp set, and I love it. This little mushroom just sort of peeking up to the little snail friend thinking, what on earth are you doing up there? I love it when you give sort of like characters to things that are inanimate, sort of thing. Finally, we add his little spots just to bring him to life, and then fussy cut it all out. Yeah, I did enjoy doing these ones. They were very fun. And do you know what? I've not made a card in ages, which is shocking. I do love my journals, but this is so pretty. I love how it turned out. And these frames work perfectly well with this collection as well. So I'm looking forward to kind of having a play with that a little bit more as these sort of items stay in my stash. So I'll build the little wreath up and then add more of some of the extra die cuts just to give it a little bit more detail. Pop the little mushroom in and just sort of kind of keep going. I think it's really, really cute, and it's sort of a nice everyday sort of card for any occasion, which I think this particular collection kind of does that. It's kind of spans ages, spans genders, spans celebrations. There's lots of reasons that you could give this card to somebody. So just sort of softening it all, adding a few little dots for a little bit of extra whimsy, adding a sentiment, and then this one is all done. That was a bad sentence there, wasn't it? This one is all done. English language, oh dear. This is me working in Chantel's prompt book, How Much Art Can You Make? And she asked the question, which art supply is never used? So I got out these Neocolors. I bought these, I hate to think how long I bought these, possibly like 18, 19 years ago, and I never really used them. I bought them because I signed up for one of the Tamara Laporte art things, which I never kind of followed all the art lessons. It was one of those ideas that was very good in my head, but the practice and reality is I didn't have time for it, so I never did it. But I did buy these to do the class, and I've never really liked them. And last year when the 50th anniversary ones came out, I'm such a colour magpie that I really, really wanted them. But I talked myself out of it, thinking, Julia, you don't use the Neocolors that you've actually got. I kind of think I found them quite grainy, and I found them that I couldn't get a nice blend, and yeah, I didn't really like them that much. However, thanks to Chantel putting this prompt in the book and me playing on Amazon paper, so this isn't even proper watercolour paper, I actually really enjoyed using them. And so I will say that I've spent the last few days trying to find the special edition Neocolors, but it appears like they are all gone. Yeah, it was just one of those supplies that I decided that I didn't like and I'd left stashed away, and I think it's kind of taught me different things. It's weird because last year one of my favourite art supplies of the year was pastels, and that is again something that I'd had in my collection for ages and not used in ages and ages, and I think I'm going to end up doing the same with Neocolors. And there's a couple of things. I think possibly my style has changed. So at the time I got these, I was like really heavily into my alcohol markers. I still are, they still my medium of choice, but I really like that smooth blend. But in more recent years, I've definitely been going for more mixed media art and mixed media colouring and the variety of textures within the colouring. So I think my style has changed. Also, I think skill level has changed. You know, I've probably grown quite a lot as an artist in the last however long ago. It was definitely over time. I'm sure I bought these before my daughter was born, so I'm going to guesstimate about 15, 16 years. And it's like I've grown a lot as an artist, so I probably know a lot more as well. And yeah, so these are going to come out again. I would really like to play with proper watercolour paper and just have a go. So thank you, Chantel. That was a great prompt. And I do think prompt books are great for crafters as well. I do think they're completely underused by the crafting community. And it's just like an art journal, but you've just got a little sort of prompt to get you going. And again, it's allowed me to play with a supply that I don't normally use, and I can see me loving this now and using it in projects that sort of maybe do matter a little bit more. But I think it's really cute and I absolutely adore how this turned out. And finally, this again has been an idea that I've kind of loosely had in my head for a while. But quite often when I go on holiday, I see, like, looking at art galleries. I spend a lot of time looking at art galleries, and there was a lot of these sort of pictures that were very photorealistic and then had a cartoon character like Charlie Brown or something on the front of it. And I always thought that would make a great sort of art project. So we were in Portsoy last week on holiday. I took loads of photographs, had some lovely sketchbook dates as well, had a really lovely time. So I printed off a couple of these photos. I did actually apply clear gesso because I wasn't sure which medium I was going to use. In hindsight, I only used the acrylic markers, so I could have probably just left well alone. But yeah, I think it's really funny. I absolutely love how this turned out, and I did have other ideas as well of what I could do, so I think I might be revisiting this idea as well. But I think it is incredibly cute, and also you could really personalise this if there's somebody's favourite location or place or a memory that you've got, like in a scrapbook or something. Being able to take a photograph and then put like a really cute character over it, I just think is really funny, and I absolutely love it. So I am so delighted that I tried this. It was really, really fun. So I did a second one as well. This is a beach at Portsoy, and this time we are using the little slug. And I have to say the acrylic markers were absolutely perfect for this. You did sort of lose the line work a little bit as you were doing it, so I did draw it back in if you were nervous about doing this, and that is why you use stamps so that you don't have to do sketching. If you were to use a stamp platform, that would work because you could colour it all in and then re-stamp it once you were done, and you would get your image in exactly the right place, and that would work as well. But how cute is here? I absolutely love it. So this is just scenes that I took photos of last week, and even just looking at it now, it's bringing back so many memories. And I think art has so much emotion attached to it, and we've quite often maybe done things that are nostalgic, and I think this is another really fun way of capturing memories as well, you know, just adding cute little characters to the photographs that you have. Wasn't quite sure what to do with these once I finished. I'm not sure if I'm going to turn them into cards or whether I'm going to pop them in a journal. So for now, I just matted them, layered them onto some white card, and they will be ready to use in some sort of future project. So just have a little close up of these two little guys. I just think it's really funny. I can't wait to experiment with this a little bit more. So I really hope that you love all the ideas. There is so much more playing for me to do. I definitely will be playing with this collection a lot more. I'll probably be using it again on my live on Monday. So it would be awesome if you could join me for that too. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope you have had fun as we have crafted it together. If the Bugtastic collection looks like something that you will enjoy, all the links and everything are in the description box below. If you would like some more inspiration for all of your crafting needs, you may want to check out these videos here. Take care, and I will see you next Friday. Bye!